Huh. Hey, buddy, what are you up to? Oh, nothing. Just looking at this Tron PCB board that is apparently broken. Doesn't work anymore. Doesn't work anymore. You know there is an easy way to fix this, right? And what would that be? Bake it! I'm sorry, what? Hello and welcome to the first ever episode of Mr. Cooper's Corner. In this corner is where I talk about some of the wacky and weird experiments I'm going to try doing. First off, let me start off by saying that this stuff is wacky and weird, and this is not stuff I recommend anyone trying. This is just something that I thought might be fun. So keep that in mind for Mr. Cooper's Corner. Today, we are going to be baking a PCB board, a Tron PCB board. Now, why are we doing this? Well, whenever these are made, there's actually a heat paste that goes on the board that connects some of the mechanisms here. As time goes on and heat is continually brought onto the board and it starts to flex, that heat paste can be separated due to the heat that's happening. So what we're actually going to simulate is basically heating up the entire board to get that paste to basically reconnect itself. There's several ways to do this. You can do it with a heat gun. You can actually solder around the object on the board in order to get those to hopefully reconnect. But I don't have either one of those things, so I thought, let's just throw it in the oven for a little bit. So there's just a couple things that I need in order to do this, and that would be some foil, the PCB board, and something to cook it in. It could be an oven, it could be an air fryer, it could be anything. For me personally, I'm going to be using a toaster oven. So let's go on upstairs to where that's at and start some baking.
You promise you're not pranking me?
No, just take those. I need you to put them up on the counter, like as many as you possibly can while I'm setting up the camera.
Okay. Okay, they're all set up.
Yeah, I think I'm set up too.
What did you need these for anyways?
Simply for dramatic effects! Ha!
I swear!
Well, that could have gone better. But the first step that I'm going to do here is heat up my toaster oven to a smooth 175 to 180 degrees and get that prepped. Alrighty, up next what we want to do is take that foil and wrap up our PCB board. Now, what we want to leave exposed is this right here on your board. This is where the heat paste is under that may have come disconnected. And so by baking this, hopefully it gets it reconnected without harming anything else. Let's see how much wrapping we can put on this thing. And what I mean by a lot of foil is probably not this much. All right, so we have our PCB board wrapped in foil very thickly. We're gonna put it on our tray and slap it into the toaster oven. This is gonna be in here for approximately 30 minutes. And whenever it's done, it might be even better than some of my wife's baking.
Some of my what?
All right, looks like we got about 5 minutes left on this. So far, I haven't heard any explosions or anything like that. So we're going to keep on trucking till we can get this out of here. All right, our timer is done. So we're going to go ahead and get this out of here, see what we got. Okay, there it is. We're going to let this cool for a little bit, unwrap it, and see what we have. All right, it's had some time to cool down, so let's go ahead and unwrap this and see if everything is still intact and good. Like I said before, I didn't hear anything explode or anything like that. Okay, it looks like everything stayed intact. I don't see any damages. Nothing looks melted or exploded or anything like that. So hopefully this was able to make it so that heat paste could reconnect here. What do you say we go downstairs and we try it out? All right, let's get this Tron pulled out and see if this PCB works. Get to work. Ta-da! All right, so this is how my current Tron PCB board looks. I did flip this around the case, so then that way there's not so much heat going to it and maybe causing this issue that they're having with this paste, this heat paste coming off here. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and take all this off and put it onto the old PCB and see if maybe this fixes it. Okay, we have the old PCB board in here. We're going to go ahead and plug this in and see if it works. All right, everybody, this is the moment of truth. I want to flip this thing on and we're going to see if it worked. Well, unfortunately, looks like baking these won't work either. Gotta say, I'm pretty disappointed. Let me go ahead and power it off before there's any other damage. All right, so the first experiment on Mr. Cooper's Corner has unfortunately failed. That's right, this Tron PCB board is done. It's the last experiment I'm going to try with it to see if it would work. I'm so glad that RK1Up was nice enough to give me a PCB, a new one, so fast. I know some of the community were saying maybe bake it a little bit warmer than what I had for a shorter period of time instead of doing it at a lower temperature for longer. I thought that the shorter temperature at a longer time was a little bit more safer. I didn't want anything to explode and then ruin the entire, or anything to be damaged, I should say, and ruin the entire PCB. So I was trying to keep that in mind with it. So it was fun to do. Mr. Cooper and Burger Time Babe had a fun time doing this. And, you know, if you have a heat gun or maybe a soldering iron and you're experienced in this stuff and with those items in particular, and you want to try and see if maybe it is the heat paste, have at it. Again, I don't recommend you try anything that I do here on Mr. Cooper's Corner, but this is definitely fun. This is definitely fun for me. With that, if you do like this type of content, please like, comment, subscribe. This is the type of stuff I love doing. I love reaching out to more people and being able to just do some weird experiments as well as talk about arcades and anything about gaming in particular. After it's all said and done, though, just sad. It's just sad. I gotta walk away. I just gotta walk away. Well, that didn't work. You want to go grab a bourbon or something, man? You know what? That sounds nice. As long as we split it between you and me. You know, definitely want to give some of the misses. Now she can be.
Excuse me?
Hide me.